Hello, hello, hello. I just got a call from my brother Donald saying everyone thinks I'm asleep. No, I'm not asleep. That's just the thumbnail for the live. Oh my goodness, this is funny. This is really funny. But I do have a really important topic I want to talk to you about today, and it involves sleep. And I have a video that I posted yesterday. I want you all to go over and watch it and share it out to as many people as you can because it had what I think are going to be some life altering and maybe even life saving information for folks, not only folks living van life, but for anyone, including myself. And I'll share more about that. But first, let me go over and greet folks and say hello. Hey, Marcia one, number one in the house today. Hey, Barry. Hello, Barry. He says hi to all the Royal Globies. I'm ready and looking forward to the festivities. Hey, they are starting. They are starting. Hey, Liddell, it's so good to see you, one of my members in the house. Yes, you've missed some lives. I'm glad you're here too. And yes, happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Let's see, is that a heart? Yeah, I think that's a heart. Happy Valentine's Day. I love each and every one of you. And thank you for sharing part of your Valentine's Day with me. Caroline is saying hello. Yeah, you're hey, that is very cool. You are early. Hey, Vaughn's in the house. One of my great moderators, Miss Net, another great moderator. Oh my goodness. Everyone is greeting everyone. And my brother, yeah, I'm not asleep. Oh my goodness. That is so funny. So funny. Don says, I think she is sleeping. Let me call her and wake her up. Oh my goodness. Uh, uh, Barry says, good afternoon or maybe good evening, depending on where you are. Hello, everyone. Maybe we'll get some warm weather soon. Yes, I have some friends who are actually moving to within 30 minutes of Virginia Beach, and they're telling me, oh, it's not cold that much in Virginia. It's really only cold for about a week. And I was telling them that's not what a couple, I have two very good friends, Barry and someone else who live in Virginia, and that's not what they're telling me at all, that it's only for a week. But I guess they're going to find out. Hey, Patty, hello, hello from Missouri. Thank you, Donald. Yes, one of my brothers, my moderator too. Thumbs up. Let's have those thumbs up. This is a really, really important conversation we're going to have today. Oh, Vons, I didn't know that a big storm is coming. Oh, better get prepared for that. Hey, another one of my great moderators, Nora, is in the house. Hi, Muskegee Land. Hello, hello. And Karen T, hello from Australia. Or welcome from a long ways out. Uh, Caroline says, I watched the video yesterday. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about some things that were in that video, but I'm not going to go over everything, but go over and watch it. I think it's really an important. There is some very critical information I didn't know until I started researching the topic for the video. And I was just blown away by some of the things that I found out that I discovered. Hey, Iris from Three Generations. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Everyone is saying hello, hello. Um, uh, hey, Typhag. I know I always mess this Typhi. Can you do it out genetically, phonetically for me so I can give your name out right? Typhia prayer, Tiffia prayer. I think that might be it, Tiffia prayer. But hello, hello. My day is going swell. And now that you and everyone else is in the house, it's even better. Ah, warming up to 40 degrees. Oh my goodness, Nora. Oh my goodness. Uh, Things are getting very strange. Yeah, it is a very cool name. Very cool name. Hey, Sheila. Hello, hello. I've been meaning to call you back, Sheila. I'm not ignoring you. Just got really, really busy, but I am going to get back with you, Sheila. And get some information from you so I can share it out. Hey, Jackie, looking for car tires. Oh my goodness. Arizona BLM tore up my tires. Yeah, it can be that area can be kind of rough on tires, that's for sure. But I wanted to go over some things with you today. Um, how many of you have seen my video from yesterday? I did a video and I wanted to go over, I do so many videos where people are um happy about van life, and even some people who are doing it because they have to for financial reasons, they're still happy and they've adapted and they've adjusted. But I don't often do videos that shows that there is another side to being a nomad or living in a van or a vehicle. And the video yesterday, I wanted to highlight some of those things and some of the things that can actually be dangerous. And I mean dangerous to your health. Um, and I went over some things, and I'm going to go over some of the information today that I found because I think it's really, oh, great, Muskegee Land, you watched it. I think it's really important. How many of you know or were aware of, I wasn't aware of this, of some of the risk that are associated with failing to get a a good night's sleep on a regular consistent basis. I had no idea. Now, I have a friend who has some serious heart problems, and her sister died when she was I'm sorry, her mother died when she was in her 30s, very young woman from heart failure. Her sister also died from heart failure. Uh, she had an uncle also, and she is 80 years old, has some severe heart problems and challenges, but she's lived to 80 years old. And I asked her, with this history of heart problems and people passing so young in your family, how what do you think is the difference for you? And she says that for decades now, every single day, she has taken a nap and gotten 2 solid hours of good, restful sleep in the middle of the day, and she also gets a good, solid sleep every single night of a good 8 hours every night. No matter what time she goes to bed, she gets 8 hours sleep. And she attributes that with her living to, well, she's actually 83 now. I said 80. She's actually 83 because she's exactly 10 years older than me. And we've been very good friends for almost 50 years. Very close, dear friends for almost 50 years. And, Donald, I know you have had some challenges with your heart, and you get a nap every day. You get or you take a rest in the middle of the day. And you attribute that with being very, very instrumental in maintaining your health. So I thought about that, and it was in the back of my mind, and I thought, well, there's probably something to this. These people are saying this. Well, when I went online to do research for my video, I'm going to read you some of the things that the absence of a good night's sleep can result in. So it makes sense that getting a good night's sleep alleviates some of these problems also. It says that this is one of the things that I was researching. Chronic poor sleep, that means on a regular basis, consistently not getting good sleep of less than 7 to 9 hours, leads to severe long term consequences, including increased risk of dementia, cardiovascular disease, stroke, heart attack, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. I mean, this is like, to me, this is was earth-shattering to hear this. Um, it says that as far as the cognitive impacts are your thinking and your thought process, Poor sleep is strongly linked to higher risk of dementia, Alzheimer's, memory problems, anxiety, and depression. And the report that I read said that it can bring on earlier onset of dementia. I mean, that's powerful. So not getting a good night, and I know that I get up a lot during the night to go use the bathroom, and I've noticed that since that has been happening, I'm really tired. I'm really exhausted. And I'm thinking if it's impacting my heart maybe is having to work harder because I'm not getting the rest that I need. But these are really, and I'm going to talk to my doctor about this because these are really serious things. Another thing is it said that it also impacts short and long term lack of, even short term lack of sleep increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Now, there was someone in the comments on the video that said they have noticed that their what is that? Their AC1 or the thing that measures your sugar and your diabetes health or your health related to diabetes. This person said in the comments that they noticed that when they got a good night's sleep, that those levels for high sugar, those levels went down. So I'm wondering, I'm just curious, when you're sleeping for a longer period of time, does your body better metabolize the sugar? I don't know. But they said that they have diabetes and they noticed that their levels went down. I thought this is like it just blew my mind. Did any of you know this stuff? There's some more stuff too I want to go over and discuss with you and see what you guys know. Sheila says you watched it too. Um, um, hey, CW Style, hello, happy Valentine's Day to you too. Uh, Everyone else is talking. Carol Crane says drink about 5 ounces of tart cherry juice, no sugar added, about 1 hour before bed. Now, what does that do, Carol, if you drink 5 ounces of tart cherry juice? I've heard of people drinking tart cherry juice, but I never knew what it was for. What does it do and how does it impact you in a positive way? Hey, Bunny Smith says, Bunny says, I cannot nap at all. I can't get to sleep most of the time. And when I wake up, I'm groggy for the remainder of the day and then can't sleep that night. Well, I would say that if you have to choose between one or the other, clearly getting a good night's sleep, but I'm no doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just giving my opinion. If you sleeping an hour or so in the day prevents you from getting a full night's sleep or getting sleep at all, I would say if I had to choose one, personally, I would choose getting a good night's sleep since it's saying the information out there, the research out there is failing to get a good night's sleep consistently is very damaging and harmful to one. But you know, that's something that you would have to check with someone who really is a medical professional, which I am not. But I thought that was so interesting to hear. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you for your understanding. Iris says, that's great news, Carol. My body demands a nap for at least an hour as well as 8 hours or more sleep at night. I try to stay awake, no nap every other day. Well, I am really happy to hear that you are getting a good night's sleep because apparently it is critical. And I'm looking at some other things that it was saying as far as failure to get a good night's sleep. It was also talking about um, chronic, chronic, I did discuss this. Chronic insomnia leads to increased fall risk due to fatigue and confusion. And it also weakens the immune system, making seniors more susceptible to infections. So I wonder if they ever did a study on people who, if they researched people who go into the hospital, with serious infections, who are, you know, or even COVID. I wonder if they did a study on those individuals, if they'd find that the ones who had the worst results or the worst outcomes, if perhaps some of them have chronic sleeplessness and don't get a good night's sleep every night. I mean, this is to me really, really, really interesting because it means that if you can address that problem, maybe through your doctor and through some help and some other things, that perhaps you could increase not only your health, but your longevity. Because I mean, if you have a heart attack, stroke, diabetes, that certainly could either end your life or certainly shorten it. So I am like, wow, this is mad, mad, isn't it? Uh Vaughn said, Buddy, I can't do those silly 20 to 30-minute power naps. If I'm sleepy enough for a nap, I'm down for 90 plus minutes. Yeah, I would say, if you can do an hour, 90 minutes and it's still not impact, I mean, you don't want to do it right before you're going to go to bed, but if you can do it during the day, earlier in the day, like say about noon, maybe to just get a rest. I know there are certain countries that I've visited that they have siestas in the middle of the day and the shops actually close. So people take a siesta. And I was like, what in the world? But they have a siesta, like from noon to 1 or something, or some hour, and it's siesta. So the shops are actually closed. So now it makes sense. They knew things we didn't know. Maybe they're smarter than we were in that area. Karen says checking for sleep apnea is really important to try and prevent dementia and heart failure. That is true. That is very true. Sleep apnea is a very, very, very serious ailment. Sheila says, I'm in Stewart Beach. It's 77 here now, and it was a beautiful day. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Well, thank you, Sheila. Happy Valentine's Day to you. My brother Donald says my afternoon naps and proper rest help me maintain both my mental sharpness and physical strength. That's so true. What this also said, I my phone keeps turning off. But what it also says is that physical pain and inflammation, that sleep disorders often worsen chronic conditions like arthritis, causing a cycle of pain and even less sleep. So, if you have arthritis, what this is saying is that inflammation, like I guess if you have rheumatoid arthritis or even regular arthritis, that a lack of sleep can, oh my gosh, can make that condition worse. But also it says that one of the things that can also be impacted is that the lack of a good night's sleep can lend to mood disorders, especially increasing the likelihood of anxiety, depression, and a lack of patience. So maybe some of those grumpy people out there that you're encountering, maybe they're not getting a good night's sleep. I don't know, just saying. But isn't that interesting? I thought that was so interesting. Thank you, Nora. AC1. Yeah, your AC1 or A1, oh, A1C, A1C, okay, your A1C, yes. Oh my goodness. Bunny says, when you're sleeping sufficiently, everything works better. I guess, I'm liking it to your car getting a tune-up. Our getting a good night's sleep is like our body getting a tune-up. And if your car doesn't get regular tune-ups, it doesn't run efficiently. And I guess the same thing with our body is if it doesn't get a good night's sleep or a tune-up, it doesn't work efficiently either. But that I thought that was I knew getting a good night sleep was important, but I really had no understanding just how important and how many things it impacted. Donald says that his sugar levels are always down in the morning. That's interesting. That would seem to coincide with getting a good night's sleep impacting. Uh, Ma SF Garden Oasis is saying hello. Hey there, Garden Oasis. Hello. Um, Three Generation says naps and sleeping more than 8 hours and 24 hours can also be from apnea. Now, it did say another, because I read several different things doing this research. One of the things that is more than 9 hours in a row of sleep is not good. So sleeping like 12 hours, you might think, well, if I get 8 hours, that's good. Getting 12 hours, is even better. They indicated that that's not the case. But I didn't do a deep dive into that, so I can't really speak about that intelligently because I didn't really do research on that. I just noted that in one of the things that I read. But I do a lot of research for these videos that I do for you all, and try and bring you valuable information. Vaughn says, Carol, side note, if your feet aren't aligned correctly, it causes pain and problems from the head to toe. That is true. And if your feet aren't aligned correctly, you can also have swelling in your feet. So that's very true, Vaughn. It's very true, Vaughn. Uh, hey, Silka 9187. It says tart cherry juice reduces inflammation, alleviating gout symptoms, and enhances sleep. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to look into getting some tart cherry juice. Oh my goodness. Thank you. You guys, I get so much information, good information from you all. Hey, Embry, uh, H7s. Says, hello, this is my first live on your channel. Well, welcome, welcome. Woo-hoo-hoo. You know, Globies, you know what we do, how we welcome our newbies. So welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and hopefully you will enjoy this and come back and be a regular Globie. Hey, uh, Teresa, hello. Says, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day. I am having a good day. Jessica is with one of her little friends. They're doing a Valentine's thing, going out to eat. So she's having a good day. Uh yes, everyone, welcome, Embry. Um let's see who else, if I missed anyone. You know what I think? I don't see Graham here. I think I accidentally blocked Graham. I was trying to take off one of his comments, and I think I may have accidentally blocked him. So if Graham, if you're listening, I'm gonna have to go in and figure out how to block you. I did that to someone else, and it took a while for me to undo it. So I'm gonna try and figure it out. And maybe go. I don't know. I don't know how I did it, but I'll try and figure it out, Graham. If I am sorry, but that's what you get for making inappropriate comments. You make me go have to delete the comment, and then I accidentally deleted you. But I'm going to go and try and fix it, Graham, because I see you're not here, and I was afraid that's what I may have done, because when I hit it, it said hide, and I was like, I just meant to delete. But I was in the middle of the live, so I couldn't, and then I forgot about it until today, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh well, I'll try and get that fixed. Um, Hey, Marilyn Fuentes. Hello, hello. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Hey, hi, Carol Crane. Uh, Blessed by God, aren't we all? We got up this morning and had breath in our bodies. We are blessed by God. Said that's always been the way in Europe, at least when I was living there. Oh, you mean having the fiestas? Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea, isn't it? Nora says, I've gotten in habit of doing certain things to sleep better. Cell phones turned off hours before, no visual stimulation, drink some water, don't look at clock when in middle of night. And I have gotten into some bad habits because I get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. As long as I'm up, I start checking things, going online. I have really have got to stop that, because as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that those are some really, really bad habits. But I'm going to do a video to suggest and to help. I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to do a video on how to maybe get a better night's sleep? Because I want to find out that myself because I need to find out that. But one of the definite things is to have a comfortable mattress or something comfortable to sleep on, so your body is, like Vaughn said, aligned properly, and that your back isn't hurting when you wake up. But that is one of the first most important things. And then the other thing is to do things like not have a lot of stimulation, like Nora is saying, and some other things. But I'm going to do some research on that, and I will do a video on that. If you guys want me to do that, put a thumbs up and let me know, and I will, in fact, do some research and do a video on how to get a better night's sleep. Um, Everyone's saying hello to everyone. I think I've said hello to everyone. Uh, oh, yeah, Marta said it's in the heat of the day. Well, that makes sense too, that in the heat of the day, you're not going to be out running around and getting maybe heat stroke and stuff. Hey, Sylvie, how's it going? Uh, Sheila says, Carol, you are correct with sleep and arthritis of all different types. Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that, but that is a good thing to know. Oh my goodness. Uh, how Teresa's saying happy Valentine's Day. Yes, and Marilyn's in the house. CW Styles says I have to leave the chat early. I just wanted to say hello, Carol. Wish your daughter Jessica happy Valentine's Day. I look forward to seeing everyone next time. I'm so glad you stopped by to say hello, CW Style. Thank you, and a happy Valentine's Day to you too. Um, Ma Garden Oasis said there's a good video from Dr. Ken Berry and Ari recently about good health is as important as finances in retirement. Well, absolutely. I mean, because you know, I I didn't know him personally. I just had gone to him one time and he did his surgery on my back and he was so kind. He was a plastic surgeon and actually I went to him. Why did I go to him? Or he did plastic surgery, but he was a different kind of, I don't know. But I went to him because I had a cyst on my back. And when he brought me in, he goes, "Oh my gosh." And I couldn't see it, but I could feel it. And he said, "Oh, this is infected." And he had an office full of people who were there for, plastic surgery procedures. And they were paying him huge, big money for these procedures. And he took me in. He said, "This is infected. I'm not letting you leave here like this." And he brought me in, and everyone else had to wait while he took care of this, cleaned it out, sutured it up, did everything. I was like, wow. I mean, so he was a great doctor, but he ended up getting throat cancer. And I remember I knew the pastor who was also a pastor to him. And he said he was talking about what a wonderful man he was, how he'd done so many surgeries on people with deformities and children for free. And he said, when he told him, he said, "You know what? I have all the success in the world, all the money, but the only thing I really want is more time." And that is so, so true that Garden Oasis, that health is so important. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, what good does it do you if you're confined to a bed, if you can't get out, if you can't even get out and see the sun or go to the beach or or you can't even eat because of some blockage or something. So yeah, health is critical in retirement in order to really have a decent quality of life. Uh, uh, yes, have a great week in CW Style. Thank you, Miss Net, for telling her that. Marilyn says, "Thank you for all the welcome." We're a welcoming crew here. Teresa says, "I've only had 3 hours sleep and I'm not grumpy. I don't leave my house though. I want to sleep but can't." Wow. Well, I'm gonna do a deep dive into this and see if I can't do a video addressing this, Teresa. Uh Vaughn says Nora is tart cherry high in sugar. I don't know because I don't know anything about tart cherry juice. But I don't imagine that you would drink a big amount of it. Um, And maybe, if you're not eating a lot of bread and other things that metabolize into sugar or sugar, maybe it would be okay to have that if that's really the only thing. I don't know. Nora says she just doesn't know and sticks to lots of water. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Thank you, Liddell. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Teresa says, Carol, I like the painting behind you. I really love the countryside. Those are paintings, including the one up there. There's a third one also. Those are paintings that my mother bought when we lived in Germany in the early 1950s. And so those hung in my parents' home for 50 years, from their home in Europe to their home in the United States. And then when they passed, I inherited those paintings. So I love them because I remember them as a child. And I know, Donald, you remember those paintings too. Um, Nora says, Carol, turn your phone off. Why are you guys hearing some kind of static from my phone? Let me know when you say turn my phone off. Hmm. I don't have my phone on, other than just I don't have my phone is not on the live. My phone is just on so that I can, if I get an emergency call from Jess or something. But my phone is not on the live, Nora. Am I getting static or something on the live? Uh Hey, Catherine, fabulous 60s. Hello, hello. How are you? Nora says, easier to fight that temptation addiction phone. Oh, yeah. I'm addicted to, because I do online stuff. What can I say? Everyone is still saying hello. Catherine says, I have to stay away from caffeine at least 4 hours before bed. Jessica does too. If she drinks caffeine she's already, ADHD. So if she drinks caffeine within a short time, or even I'd say afternoon in the day, she has a hard time getting to bed. But she realizes this, so she's very mindful and intentional about not having caffeine late in the day. Three generations. Iris says, laughing out loud. One of my bad habits is listening to bedtime stories to drown out traffic noises. It's addicting, like sleeping with a fan on. Well, that can be kind of your white noise in the background, I guess, maybe, as long as there's not a lot of sirens and a lot of other stuff going on in those stories. Uh, Nora says, Catherine, that's also helpful. Sheila says, sounds good, Carol, about a better night's sleep. Yeah, I think I will do that. I love giving information that sometimes entertaining, sometimes just sharing things, but also giving you all information that is valuable and that you can apply to your own lives to improve something in your life. Um, Nora says, I silence the phone, only listen to classical music turned down low. That's a good thing. I've heard of two people having this white noise that's like ocean waves. I know the sound of the ocean is mesmerizing to me, and it's like a lullaby to me, honestly. Sylvie says, good health is priceless, in my opinion. Yes. Who wants to be rich and sick? I couldn't have said it better. Yeah, rich and sick. No, no. I'd rather, I think I'd rather be poor and healthy than rich and sick, because once you lose your health, it's very difficult to get it back. But if you're poor, you can still improve your situation, your circumstances, but it's a lot more difficult with health. So, yeah, I would say poor and healthy rather than rich and sick. Although, if you're rich, you might be able to, if there are things to help, but I'd still rather be poor and healthy. Vaughn says, yep, I listen to the radio real quiet too. I can't sleep in silence at all. Now, see, I have a hard time sleeping if there's any noise. I like it totally dark and totally silent. That's what I like. But, you know, now if I'm really, really exhausted, I'll go to sleep in the middle of whatever. But I do prefer it totally dark and totally silent. Um, Nora says, Vaughn, if a phone call comes, I won't know it until the next day. Well, then you are unplugged at night, Nora. Vaughn says, Sylvia, you can't buy your health back even if super rich. Yep. Ma Garden Oasis says, for anti-inflammation, have a good sized serving of one or mix organic raspberry, blackberry, strawberry, and blueberry. Now, I've heard blueberry is very good. Um, Grow all in my backyard, but still need to buy some during winter, spring. I met someone yesterday, a couple. There was an event. Jessica had an event. It was like a night to shine. It's like a special prime that Tim Tebow does for special needs folks. And Jessica went to this, night to shine uh, prom, and I sat at a table with a couple because they have the kids are all in the prom room, and they have another room for all the adults, the parents. Either have to have a parent or a caregiver or someone there, and we all sit in a room and they serve us dinner and everything, and then we have a big screen closed circuit where we can watch them, but we can't go into the room where they're dancing and having fun. It's like their night, but we can watch and see from our room. I sat at the table with someone who has a farm, and they grow all of these organic things, and some of them he was telling me there were things I've never even heard of, and it's 20 acres, and they have things that are supposedly good for your health and fight off different illnesses. But I am going to call them because I got their phone number. I'm going to call them and see if I can't do an interview with them and do a walk through their farm. I'm pretty sure it's organic. And see, I would love to come up and do. I was just thinking, I don't know why didn't think of that last night. I got their number because my goddaughter and her husband are doing a homestead at their property. They have all this stuff they're growing, and I wanted them to be able to go to. I thought they would be a good contact to give them some more information on how to do this homesteading, since they're doing a farm. And both this couple, the man and the wife, met in the Marines. They were both Marines, and they're a lovely, lovely couple. But I'm going to probably introduce you all to them because I'm going to do a tour of their farm. When I'm talking to you guys, I come up with these ideas. So I love doing these lives because you guys give me so many ideas. Oh my goodness. Sheila says, welcome, Marilyn F. Hope you will come every week. I hope so too. And everyone else. Teresa says, my mother said, daughter, take care of yourself. She was 91 when she died. Wow. I blew my mother off. I'm okay. I just need a nap. I cared for her full time 24/7. She was my main focus, not me. Well, time to make you your main focus now, Teresa. And your mom, she was right. Time to take care of yourself and make you your main focus. Nora says, laughing out loud, I did not mean to turn it off when you go to sleep. Oh, I meant turn it off when you go to sleep. Okay. Okay, Nora. Okay, now I get it. I thought you meant there's something wrong with my phone now. Okay, okay. Vaughn says, Nora, you're such a troublemaker. Isn't she? Isn't she though, Vaughn? Teresa says, I know now what she meant. I thank everyone for your prayers here. I had cancer and surgery Friday, December 26th of 2025. I'm here and alive, free of cancer. Thank you, everyone. Well, praise the Lord, Teresa. Congratulations on your cancer free status. I'm so happy for you. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. You have a new lease on life, indeed, indeed. Oh, my goodness. Nora says, my sleep also improved a lot when I restarted my art journey 8 years ago. Huge changes. You know, when you have something that you enjoy and you can participate in, whether it's pickleball or painting or music or whatever, but something that really is a passion, I really believe that adds to the quality of your life. And I think everything that adds to the quality of your life and enhances your life makes everything better. We're kind of holistic. We're everything's connected. Our insides plus what's happening outside of us. I'm talking with my hands here. Sorry, guys. But I think, that makes perfect sense, Nora, that you're doing something you love, that it would improve your overall mental health and emotional health, which would then improve your ability to sleep at night. It if you're really, really stressed out, I don't know how good a night's sleep you could actually get. So that makes perfect sense. Um, yes, Catherine, isn't that wonderful for Teresa? Uh, Marilyn says, I do my best. This live is such a blessing of encouragement. You know, we're here to not only live our lives, but also, I think, to try and make the lives of those around us without being intrusive, but to try and help make their lives better too. And sometimes just a word of encouragement can do that. Just a how checking on someone to say, how are you? How are you doing? How's your day? Can be such an encouragement. But thank you, Marilyn. Thank you for saying that. Catherine says, exercise too. If I consistently walk, I sleep better. Absolutely. And I have a friend, we're going to start walking we were supposed to start this week, but we didn't because she had a fall and hurt her knee and she's recuperating. But starting this week coming up, we're going to be walking down at the beach. So I'm a be happy camper because that's one of my favorite happy places is the beach. So we're going to be walking at the beach. Oh my goodness. I'll maybe take you guys along, do a video and show you what it's like in the mornings. Nora says, Teresa, congrats. What a great way to start a new year. Absolutely. Iris at Three Generations says, woohoo, Teresa, congratulations. And thank you, Jesus, for answering your prayers. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, that is wonderful news, Miss Net. Yep, God is good, isn't he? Garden Oasis. Uh this community is, you're right, uh Three Generations, Iris, this community is such a blessing to me. It really is. I look forward to every Saturday, and any Saturday that I miss, I really feel that a part of my week um is has an empty hole in it, and I look so forward to getting back and getting with you all. And I have to go visit uh, my little baby that I shared with you last week or so. So I will be going to visit him soon, and I'll let you see because he's growing by leaps and bounds. He's getting to be a big boy. So I'll show you that, and he's going to be bring extra joy, I know, into our lives, including Cuddle's life too. You know, um, uh, Teresa says, thank you so much. I have to say, I was alone on Christmas Eve and day, getting ready to, and here on this is all I had. You all mean so much to me. Well, I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing that, Teresa. That you're an encouragement to me, and thank you. I really appreciate. Yeah, Iris, that new baby, he is growing. He's getting to be a little chub. My goddaughter was telling me that when they were feeding, there were only two of them. Her dog only had two puppies, that he went up and he was pushing the other one off the nipples so he could get in there. He's a little chubber. Oh my goodness. Marilyn says, we have volunteered as a family to a prom event like that, just not Tim Tebow. They all get crowned kings and queens. Yes, yes, they got crowned kings and queens last night. And they have what they do is they also, if you don't have outfits, they'll provide a tuxedo, and they'll provide a prom dress for you that you can borrow. They'll also do your makeup and hair, and then you get a limousine ride, and then they let you walk down the red carpet with lights like you're coming into a premiere or something, and all the parents are on the side like clicking pictures and everything. Let me see if I can see Jess's picture because she had on her beautiful dress that we start looking months in advance for her dress, and we found it several months in advance. Let me see if I can find. Hold on, I have a picture of her somewhere. Um, oh, here she is. They pair them up also with a buddy, and this was her buddy. That was her. I don't know if you can see it, but her dress has rhinestones in it, and so that was her buddy. They pair them up so they have a buddy, or if they bring a date, they don't have to have a buddy, but if they come by themselves, they have a buddy. So that was her special day. Uh Vaughn says, Teresa, we're here for you. Congratulations on being cancer free. Absolutely. Hey, Linda, hello. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too. Oh, my goodness. Barry says, I was going to tell you you're coming in loud and clear, but then I figured she knew more than I did. I kept my mouth shut. Oh, my goodness. No, I misunderstood, Barry. She was talking about turn it off at night. Oh, my goodness. Nora says, Carol, during these lives, don't touch your phone. Just don't touch anything. I know I can't touch anything because I'll kick myself off. We all know that, don't we? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nora says, laughing out loud, Barry, Carol is dangerous if she starts touching stuff. I know I am dangerous when I start touching stuff. You're no kidding that. Vaughn says, Nora, yes, we're the great and delete crew. Removing stuff is our job. Yeah, you guys are the delete crew on that side. I'm the accidental delete crew on this side. Oh my goodness. Liddell says, I've really missed the live. So glad to be here. Well, we've missed you, Liddell. I'm so glad you are here too. Oh my goodness. Hey, Billy. Hello, hello. Well, I am going to have to be ending a little bit early because I've got to go pick up Jess. Um, but Sylvie says, I agree. I always sleep so well after a day full of exercise. Absolutely. Vaughn said, walking in the sand is even more exercise. Well, what we plan to do is walk down one way on the sidewalk and come back on the sand. So we'll see. We'll see. Sheila says, I certainly agree with you, Carol. At the beach, it's the best place to be, very calming. Isn't it? It really, really is. Hey, Maria. Hello, hello. How are you? Um, Everyone's saying hello. Manshi says the expression people get on their faces when they're talking about their puppy is just priceless. I know. I'm so excited. I am so excited. He's such a little baby bean right now, but he's turning into a little chunker and he's going to be so adorable. And his hair right now is real straight, but it's starting to curl up a little bit at a time. And pretty soon he's going to look like the golden doodles with the fluffy curly hair all over. But watching each stage, is so, so cool. Oh, I wanted to tell, well, you know what? I have something I want to show, but I'm going to show it in a video. But since you guys are here and you're my ride or die crew, my goddaughter found a container that had been partially built out. It has the walls in it. It has a bathroom in it. It has the floors and the ceiling and some electrical, and windows, but it needs to have the kitchen done, um, the living room done, ceiling fan, and all that kind of stuff. So she was asking what I thought about us, instead of starting from scratch, maybe finishing building that out. And I don't know, I took a picture of it and I sent it over to a contractor who is going to be consulting with us, giving us guidance, and asked him what he thought and how much he thought it would take to finish it out. And he was telling me, though, it's going to cost several $1,000s, though, to mount it onto a trailer, because we have to get a hoist, hire someone with a hoist to come pick it up, put it on the trailer, then bolt it down. So I don't know. we're going to see. We're going to see. And then have it moved to her property so that we can finish building it out there. So I don't know. Just want to let you know that may be coming up next week too, showing you that because if it's still not sold by next week, I'm going to go look at it. She sent me a also a trailer, an older trailer that we could gut and remodel. But within 2 days it was sold. I mean, it was only $2,300 or best offer. I mean, $2,300, and it was, a full travel trailer. It was an older one, but they said everything worked well and it had a clean title and everything, but it it was sold. By the time I looked at it and went to check, it was already sold. So, but I'm going to keep you posted because March is when we're supposed to be starting a build on a tiny house of some sort. So I'll keep you guys posted and let you know where we are and what we're going to do. And I'll take you along next week if I go to look at the container home. Liddell says, I'm okay. Just had a lot of bad. Well, you know what? I've got to go. But before we go, can we all just say a prayer for Liddell? Dear Lord, could you let's all just reach our hands out. Just, Lord, could you just touch Liddell, touch the situation that Liddell is going through. Help whatever there is, whatever forces that are coming against Liddell. We just ask that you stop them. Put a hedge of protection around the household, around Liddell. We just mentally, physically, emotionally, and Lord, what needs to be done. We just ask to say when you two or more are gathered, that you're in the presence. So we know you're here, and we ask that you would just come in and just touch Liddell in a powerful way and the situation that's causing stress, anxiety, or whatever, and that you would just fix it and fix it in a way that only you can do. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you. Liddell, we're going to be praying for you, keeping good thoughts for you, and uh, that you are going to be able to have a great praise report in the very, very near future. And until that time, you're going to be held up and sustained by the one that can do it the best. All right. Well, folks, Iris said, beautiful picture, Jessica. My daughter was a buddy. Oh, how cool. In Naples, Florida for a couple years. What an awesome event. Isn't it a great event? Yes. Yeah, congrats. Thank you, Caroline, for congratulating Tina. Vaughn said, Liddell, glad things are better and you were able to make it. Me too, Liddell. I'm so glad you're here. Um, Sheila said, have a wonderful Sunday and week ahead. You too, Sheila. You too. Nora said started at 6:52. Okay. All right. Well, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Everyone have a beautiful day, night next time. Thank you, Teresa. Have a safe holiday weekend. Absolutely, because President's Day is coming up, right? And Sheila says, yes, Carol, and I completely understand what animals do for us. Yes, they do. Thanks, Vaughn. You have a great week too. Marilyn says, aqua aerobics is also great. Yes, it is great. Absolutely. Maria says, that tiny house sounds great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Vaughn says, Marilyn, yes, I can see us all with our swim caps at the Y, getting our swim on. Well, we belong to the Y, so yeah, we get our swim on. We sure do. Sylvia's saying, Nora, you have a great one too. Oh, I know I'm going to have so many great comments, but go ahead and check out Nora's channel over at Artworks by Nora K on Etsy.com. And anyone else, yes, Embry, thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Enjoy this time with everyone. Have a wonderful week. You too. And anyone who has a channel you want me to call out, quick, put it up there with a C for content creator. And if you're anyone else is new in the house, in addition to Embry, please put a number 1 up so I can acknowledge you. And we will be heading out to enjoy Valentine's Day. We're not going to restaurants tonight. It's just going to be too crowded, But we are going to have a lovely meal here later this evening. So, anyone else? Yes, yes, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. And I love each and every one of you. And check because I have some great content coming out. I still have a whole lot of great content from the RTR that I still haven't edited and need to do. And I will see you all next week. All right, take care and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed week. Thank you, Sylvie, for prayers for Liddell. All right, I will see you all